The world I want to live in cares about everyone. Nobody is left out in the world and everyone can make some change, hopefully good changes to the world. The world that I want to live in lives in peace and happiness. I want to live in a world without burglaries and murders and all the crime that is happening in our world right now. Even though there will always be bad things happening in the world, I want to live in a world where people will learn to care for and respect each other.
The world I want to live in fights for love. It fights for love because love is important. Love is important because it is the only thing that can make you feel close to a person. I want the world I live in to fight for love because love is what can get you through hard times.
The world I want to live in is a world that has no violence in the streets and the city is a crime-free city. The world I want to live in is a drug-free world and a non-alcoholic city. The world I want to live in is in a city with no homeless people on the streets and people are not getting evicted from their homes. The world I want to live in is a world where women have rights like men.
In the world I want to live in, everyone would be treated equally. Everyone would get the same pay despite their race or gender, and where there would be no more discrimination for anyone. In the world I want to live in, there would be no more terrorism or war. There would be no more people dying and risking their lives for us. In the world I want to live in, police officers would have more choices on handling a criminal before using violence.
The world I want to live in fights for equity. Race, gender, bloodline, and sexual orientation are not a factor for how you judge people. Only they can define themselves. Everyone has rights that are equal. No one should think that they know who you are by just looking at you. Children with autism should be able to thrive. Parents abusing their children shouldn't be able to abandon them to the streets and become homeless. There will be no need for complaints about the police being racist because it no longer exists. People, no matter the sexual orientation, will get paid the amount that they deserve. Everyone will have equal opportunities and be able to live their lives to the fullest. That is the world that I want to live in.
This world I want to live in is full of happiness. I want to live in a world with peace, everyone loving each other. The world with no suffering and equality would be granted to everyone. Everyone's hearts filled with joy. Women would get the same pay as men, and people would respect each other equally. Police wouldn't be racist and could be trusted. There would be no homeless people on the streets. All people wouldn't hate but enjoy life. There would be no violence or anger, and everyone would cooperate. People who are mean would just learn from their mistakes. Although this world wouldn't be as perfect as I said because life would be boring without action. I would want trouble that would always end smoothly. I wish cancer would never kill someone, but still be scary. I wish terrorists put fear into us, but never hurt or destroy anything. I wish racism is a simple issue to fix. And most of all, I want my world to be a very safe place.
The world I want to live in is a world that treats everybody the same way. I want to live in a world that people wouldn't judge you by your race or by how you act. The world I want to live in is a world that police would treat everybody the same way. In the world I want to live in, there will be no violence and there will be no criminals. The world I hope to have one day will be peaceful and will have no violence.
The world I want to live in respects everybody's right. Women and men are all equal. There should not be a gender wage gap. Everybody should get paid the same amount of money. At the end, women can do some of the same things as men, and men can do some of the same things as women.
The world I want to live in is where there's no racial profiling, no wage gap, and everything is perfect. So basically a utopia, but it is in reality. But I know it is impossible, but what I really wish for is the world to slowly become a better place. The world would slowly become less violent, better people, and less homelessness. I feel that the world is slowly becoming a better place. We just need a little bit more time and hope.
The world I want to live in is a world where people can't become complacent with where they are in life, meaning that they don't become overly comfortable with where they are now, where people can make an in-between out of everything, because what is life worth without death? How how just being happy with, how being sad was winning with, which isn't a loss. I don't want people to become completely satisfied because while satisfaction isn't really worth anything, because it's not satisfying if it doesn't change. I want to live in a world where every day it's different and sometimes not for the good, sometimes not for the bad, because if it's always the same every day, we can't appreciate it.
The world I want to live in gives everyone the affection they deserve. Everyone is heard and is reached out to, no matter the conditions we have to go through, or the consequences it brings. Although no one is perfect, they admit their mistakes and try again. Mothers will nurture the kids, dripping them with love even during difficult times. Wealth will be shared. Poverty, famine, pain, loneliness, envy, greed, hate, or selfishness won't be known of or experienced. The world I want to live in gives everyone the affection they deserve.
The world I want to live in respects the homeless. Even though they have no home, they are ordinary people, kicked out of their home. They are really frustrated because they don't have a home and they have changed a lot since. They also miss the people they were separated from, such as their parents or friends. People think that they are bad because they must have done something bad to get kicked out, but that's not always true. If everybody did a little help to the world, it would be in peace.
The world I want to live in is a world with no segregation or discrimination. This world will be fair and everybody will have a job in society. Jobs will be paid so people won't struggle to survive and end up homeless. Food and other resources will be provided for those who need it. They need to accept what lives they are given by their ancestors and live it to their satisfaction. This world consists of only one continent unified from people who are trustworthy and will rule or look over the people of this world. There is no homelessness and houses will be affordable even to those who have the lowest paying jobs. Education and other learning tools will be free to those who need it.
The world that I want to live in is a world that has people who cares for each other. I want that type of world because with people that cares about each other, then we would have fewer people being racist, and I like people that will help the homeless because the homeless are not all bad people. Also, I want a world like that because I like people that don't like violence. Also, I like a world that will not have police brutality because we do not want police that are racist and we do not want police that hurt people because of their race.
The world I want to live in makes everyone happy and no one gets left out or alone. For example, like homeless people, they have nowhere to live and just wander in the streets of the city, left alone by themselves and struggling to survive. Like the LGBTQ community, they are often left out because they are different from the majority of people, straight. The world I want to live in protects everyone from danger and they get safe. The world I want to live in is always filled with people who always help each other out.
The world I want to live in cares. There are a lot of homeless people on the streets. Nobody cares about them and they feel like they are different from everyone else. They cannot get help and it is really hard for them to get a home. I want to live in a world where we acknowledge the ignored in our society.
The world I want to live in would be a peaceful and non-racist community. Racism is starting to spread in the U.S. and it should stop. Everyone should be treated the same way. If racism stopped, everyone would feel equal and a lot like they are in a community. This would make me happy and I would be very proud to live in that world. I would like to change the race relations in policing because the current issues can cause many riots.
I want to be in a world that protects all LGBTQ. I believe that everyone is able to make a change in society and are able to protect people that aren't accepted. In order to be a happy place, I know that everyone has to be treated with equality. I want to be in a place where all people can be whoever they want without being judged or stereotyped. Everyone in this world wants to be treated right, and even people that do not verify with this world, such as immigrants or LGBTQ, across the world in San Francisco.
The world I want to live in is filled with love and care for others. The world I want to live in is equal and not sexist. The world I want to live in is filled with laughter and joy. The world I want to live in doesn't discriminate people because of their color or race. The world I want to live in doesn't believe in stereotypes, but sadly because of stereotypes and racism, I can't live in this world I dream of.
The world I want to live in cares. Everybody has a home to return to. Nobody will persecute one another. Everybody supports each other. Be free to love who you love. Work hard for a fair pay. Military brings justice and peace. You have a voice, and nobody can take that away. It's fine if you stumble. You might even fall, and even lose your way. When that happens, get up. Look around you. Find your hope and secure it. Lift yourself up. You don't have to do it alone. Find allies and use enemies to strengthen yourself. Stand up and protect yourself. You can do it. Be brave and fight for what's right. Live a life you'll be proud of.